picked off unless, sure, finishes him off eventually. That's going to put Boaster in a bit of an awkward spot. They're not going together, despite kicks being very low. Oh no. Durka swinging alone goes down too! Boaster!
It becomes
Boom, 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 yaka!
irrelevant, is what I was going to say. It becomes irrelevant when you have Boaster doing stuff like that. They needed someone to give them a lifeline. They needed someone to win. Ready to go, and I think he's going to want to beat his old teammate for now, though.
On in mid, it's going to cause problems. You're losing your Viper wall.
That's been the interesting thing. You look back to the very small amount of data we have from stage 1, and both teams have had very successful attack sides. So you're talking a 9-3 versus GX, and
waiting for aggression. And they've spotted that a couple times. That aggro's come in. Of it for the element of surprise. Hasn't been able to catch anyone off guard, but this is a great round to take those risks in when you've got those weaker weapons. Armageddon calls it goes. Alpha can't get out. He has to fight them here and now. And at least manages to keep things even. The ult trade out, well, if it was just for the kill, it wouldn't be worth it, but now they've got heaven control and a real chance in this round.
Dimensional drift also available. That's just been picked up by Durka. Means he can get them the information if he needs. Instead, he's just going to go fighting, just beating his old IGL with only a ghost in hand. This leaves Kayak 9-2. Operator, not really the gun you'd want in these sort of moments. He'd have to pick less out of the corner, and he checks the right position, but doesn't quite find.
Just been so good. And it comes back to Alpha, same position as before, and they're not going to clear it. That's 2 for Fnatic.
Oh, these are not going to forget that one in a while. It's so much time, and unfortunately, just the
the round's not over yet.
Not even just wasting the bullets of one gun, but wasting the bullets of 2. You're swinging, so.
Holy shit. Yep. Saw before? No, in fact, just a dive.
Oh, and in fact, that gives an opportunity. That's the spike down on the deck. Bear that in mind. Not a lot of time left for Vitality to try and work with. And Boaster, more importantly, Kayak is just going strong. This duo within the B site.
Almost adding an extra layer to it, using the fake gate crash, the fake TP, instead of actually committing to it, but it didn't seem to cause any sort of a problem for Fnatic.
I'm pretty sure.
Standing in the way, and he gets caught by the decoy.
Oh, operator retreat. Paranoia puts through! And Seabuff is gone. Boaster predicted where his opponent was coming from, and more importantly, he's been able to hold on to B main. Something they're definitely wary of. I'm a bit nervous now. Getting into the remaining 25 seconds, off the top goes Alfia. Needs this opening onto Les, and that's exactly what he finds. He actually had the spike as well. They sent that through over the top for him to get that plant.
And Fnatic on the back foot.
Space taken though.
Wow. To get out, the gate crash.
So alone.
Moving
Look,
to
they
backside.
are on the other side. There's 3 players currently on B. They gambled in completely the wrong direction. They gate crashed away from this position. So now he is tried to delay. He's utilized whatever he can. Now it just comes down to, can he hold on to this backside? Can he take somebody with him? Otherwise, this retake's going to be incredibly difficult. But he steps up when needed. A 3rd kill for Crashies. He was left on an island, but somehow he has survived. This puts that timer, that clock on. Les already is the last man standing, and while Crashies has pulled out a hero round that never should have been.
12 seconds. They pick Durka. Still 2 on the site, though. Do they have the read? Kicks finds 1, and from the smoke comes safe. 6 seconds. Plant needs to be found! But first, you gotta find Kicks. Worked, at least in terms of having numbers for the fight, but still, Fnatic are able to break through. Another OT. Oh, and Kayak in a risky position, but one that has a wealth of rewards. A 2-piece pickup, and Vitality.
It's the battle within heaven, leaving just 2 standing, and they know exactly where Kicks is going to be. Less to try and fight back. Needs an ace to take it, and while with Dimensional Drift just basically being as awkward as possible.
Down Kicks as well. Still so much util online. He's forced forward, though, by the snake bite. A chance if they can pick him off, but instead it's Kicks finding one up above. Less consistent, and he's on the site with just his dinner to finish. Boaster and Crashies. And it's Crashies to take the kill. Keeping this doable for his side, but a plant has to be stuck, surely. Barely any time left, and now, no choice. Durka with the swing could end it all here, and that's exactly what he does. The final dagger in the back from their former squad mate. Pressure on, and Safe knows it. Body's coming around the corner. He's down below in the well. Creeps around the backside as well, barely avoiding Alfier's gaze. And the 2 versus 4, thanks to that shot. Durka was well within range, and you can see.
Oh, maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah, must have missed it.
Alfier's aggressive position. This could even things up if he wins the fight. Not clean, but he does get the kill. That's all that matters. Puts things back into a 2v2, and they've expected Boaster to run away, to go back to try and join his teammate. The thing is that tap, it forces Alpha's hand, but he still manages to survive. In fact, he takes over. What a play from Alfier.
3 versus 4, they lose 1 player, and it's time to fall back. They see an onslaught of utility, and it may just be the same. Salvo's gonna pop flash inside the smoke. Kix has got the cover he needs to follow through on that kill without disruption. But when they step a little wider, Kayak and Alpha ready to clean up, all on Seabuff, and no idea that Crashies has wrapped around. What an adjustment!
I don't know if he has
the
time.
Newcomer down to the last few seconds, but not quite enough. Ingles the Tay-hold, Armageddon slowing them down on the A side, drawing them into battles. They step forward on B, they step forward on A, and no ground really taken until now.
The alarm bot went offline, perfectly timed for him to get their dimensional drift used to try and clear out positions, wanting to try and get rid of Crashies, but Crashies still wins that fight. And now for Durka, he's got to try and find not only the Viper, but some space to play with. Went back, has at least a little bit of extra HP, but that is ticking away. Needs Chronicle to fall, and he finds the headshot, but has to be wary of the player behind. That is Crashies waiting.
Over that white noise, I would be impressed if he can hear anything.
Look at the aggression, though. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Kayak in a solid position, Spike on the deck, retrieving that is not going to be easy, and you can already see the rest of the team are having to try and hightail it back in the other direction. This aggression wasn't spotted out, and Vitality were basically looking for it for the majority of the round. Waiting for some support.
30 seconds left.
Durka's operator will be that first point of contact, looking for the head, but doesn't get anything, and Alfia immediately swings. Les has taken space on B and does manage to win the fight, but they need to get that spike first. Immediately teleporting away, but teleporting straight into the hands of Boaster with the Odin. The spike down, but it was irrelevant.
Not yet being solved. They're going into Kayak. This could be a big problem. Where do you go now? The showstopper's on your tail. And that's the spike down and spawn. Last man standing. He's gonna go pushing right into the waiting arms of the AWP. He survives, but now he's sent forward by the nade. A second bite of the cherry for Kayak. Was that wall? Let's take their map shields away. Fair enough. Big ult from Durka. Lots of info found.
They found Chronicle.
They didn't. I don't think they saw Chronicle. No. No, they didn't.
They definitely didn't. Seabuff has teleported into the site. He was frustrated about not receiving info. Now he's not giving it out. He was too busy looking to try and hunt down Alfia.
Oh, it was Kix signaling the end of the round, screaming out, "Off your feet." Their legs are swept out from under them through a snake bite is an ambitious play. And with 2 players ready to spam you down, there was no way.
Okay, well they blocked off C, and this is what happened in the last round. They targeted Alfia. You know that this guy is going to be lurking in that spot, and now he's moved up. Buddy, you've got someone literally touching your back right now, being caught out by the audacity of this Fnatic squad. Come through, expecting them to clear his angle. He's perfectly... What is that from Chronicle? Just to spam through his own pit. Seabuff, good luck, my friend. It's another in-zone flawless. Fnatic as clean as ever to close out this map.
To take his boots back. But really, for someone like Seabuff coming into this map up against Alfia, that's a success. But right now, he is shining a new light on Fnatic. Fnatic
not able to fall back into things. The shield helping out massively. Hunter's Fury utilized and will pick off Seabuff. It's an investment, but that has garnered a reward.
And some information to work with here. Trade starts out well. Crashies on the recovered rifle, but now he's the last one standing safe, looking to run away. Has Hunter's Fury if he can get to safe distance to activate. Instead, he's looking for the kill, but Crashies made the read. He suspected that's where safe would take it, and with enough time to bring this across the line, Fnatic are moments ago. This could be a very different game we're looking at. That was nasty. I don't even know what he's shooting at. I didn't see him either time, but fair enough. Fun. And you want to quickly put that to bed. 2 rounds left in the half. Vitality, oh, they lose the opening pick. Seabuff down. Who steps up to fill the gap? Boaster onto Durka. Kicks. He's had some good map so far. Boaster's barely making it out, and they won't be able to hunt it down. Alpha pops the double tap, sends in a vulnerable 2. Some real heroic gameplay needs to be found and safe. Well, he's certainly gonna give
Dimensional drift thrown in there. Gonna have seen the aggression. Boaster can just wait on the other side, and now less. He's got to pull off a miracle. Nice shot for the first. Even trying to wait for that dimensional drift to end, but it was well timed by Fnatic. Chance for an isolated fight, but it really comes down to Chronicle here. Did he get seen?
all the way around. No, he's not being seen.
but
Now
Les
he
is
has
watching.
Seavoff picked off, and Les, sure, finishes him off eventually. That's going to put Boaster in a bit of an awkward spot. They're not going together, despite kicks being very low.
Oh, no.
Durka swinging alone goes down too! Boaster with the lifeline for Fnatic. The Red Bull clutch, and he's dropping it back on the stage.
Behind, it becomes
Boom, 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 yaka!
irrelevant, is what I was going to say. It becomes irrelevant when you have Boaster doing stuff like that. They needed someone to give them a lifeline. They needed someone.
At 2 versus 3, happy to run that clock down a little lower, but the plant very much needed by this squad now. 10 seconds. They know that someone has to plant, and when they do, they're removed from the fight, but they'll do it on eliminations instead, taking the fight to the backside. And Fnatic, hot on Vitality's heels again. That A site, but it's this push that's made up for the gap that was created. But they're watching it. Kayak, eyes in the back of his head, and Boaster onto Seavoff, the big player for Vitality.
To believe that this is going to be an A commitment instead. Now those two players who've solved the ruse look to run back, and they're still waiting for less. They're waiting for a flank on a site they never even took.
Sierra's here. He's looking to make it more costly, and he's hit kicks. The 1-2 punch perhaps to put the economy in the dirt, and he's landed it!
Switch ups, redirects, and bamboozles, and well, Durka thought
Pretty vulnerable position, but Fnatic.
This is everything. Seavoff needs to try and win this battle. It's him versus Chronicle, and it's messy. They took that 1v1 fight like we were. Instead, there's now going to be another. It could be another nail in the coffin. The problem is they lose one more. It's left a lot to less. The import, the man brought over from Brazil. A Champions winner who has suffered defeat at Fnatic before and will suffer it again. We look as Vitality as a favorite going into this series, but history repeats itself for a 7th time.
Rest. It's good to see an Irishman down on that stage. It's good to see Boaster popping and locking it.